And good morning, folks. We are live here on our special preview of the Sound Mind, Sound Body Detroit 7-on-7 showcase. We will be going live over the air on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA very, very shortly. But we want to get with you guys on the stream, all of our followers on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter. Appreciate you joining us this morning to preview what is guaranteed to be an outstanding event. Several of the top teams in the state, featuring several of the top players in the state, all going to do action, all going to do battle in a couple of days here down in the D. And we get a chance to preview that. And we're going to have a bird's eye view. We're going to be down there, as a matter of fact, on location. But this gives us an opportunity before we go on the air to kind of reflect a bit. Just learned it's been 19 years for Sound Mind, Sound Body. And we've been going out for 18 of those. Joining us to preview the upcoming event, first of all, my partner, my brother from another mother, Alan Trieu, 24/7 Sports National Recruiting Analyst. Alan, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good, Sam.
My man, Curtis Blackwell. Black, I remember back when it all started. I think, man, what was it, like 30 dudes the first year, at least that we were out there? And look at you now, Sound Mind, Sound Body, about to turn 20 here next season. How you doing this morning, man?
I'm good, man. Very happy to be here. Barely made it home from, we had a Sound Mind, Sound Body camp in the Dominican Republic, and the weather and the flights were horrible. So I'm just so happy to be back and be on the show with you all. Thank God.
All right, man. See, Sound Mind, Sound Body in the DR, going international. That tells you how far we come. But let's just reflect for a second because we're going to start out in a couple of minutes talking about the event down at Wayne State. We're going to have Nick Marshall on first to talk about River Rouge and his participation in the event. But just for folks who aren't familiar with the beginnings of Sound Mind, Sound Body, what gave you the inspiration? What got it all started? Kind of take us back to that.
Yeah, one of the biggest things that we did, and I really thank you, Sam, for your support and what you've done within our community and our support. You and Alan have been here from the longest, from the beginning to right now. So we just thank you all for your young longevity within the game. We started off Sound Mind really just because the top athletes in Detroit were not going to college, and so we wanted to be a part of the solution and really helping those guys get the publicity they needed from having events like our camp to provide exposure, and then a focus on everything else outside of the football side. We knew that athleticism was something that they already had, and we couldn't change athleticism within a one-day event, but we could bring attention to our city, attention to our players, and then having information that could be imparted. And I think it's been a way to kind of infuse some life into Detroit football overall. And so it's really made it so that kids have to have a little bit of life skills and study hall in order to participate in Sound Mind, Sound Body. And that's sort of been our mantra for the last 19 years.
Yeah, man, it definitely takes a holistic approach to getting guys ready for the next level. So I'm about to put you to the test this early in the morning. I know you're tired, but give us some of the noteworthy Sound. I know all of the alums are noteworthy, but some of the names that people would know that came through Sound Mind, Sound Body.
Well, earlier in our first camps, we had Brandon Graham, Will Golston, Jonathan Hankins, Devin Gardner. Then you get up to guys like Joseph Barksdale. Then you have guys like Jordan Lewis, Delano Hill, Damon Webb, and Shane Morris, DeJuan Mathis, DeQuan Finn, Sauce Gardner, Will Johnson, Donovan Edwards. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. Guys who have been involved on multiple levels, whether they come to just the camp or they're in our 7-on-7 part, or they did everything. Guys like Jacob Oden, Jeremiah Beasley, they've been in here like from the cradle up until right now.
No doubt, man. And then you look around and we see college coaches going to these camps, right? You were at least as far as I know. Right. You started all of that. You were the first, right? So if I'm mistaken, correct me. But if you weren't the first, you certainly were one of the earliest. Take us back to that sort of epiphany you had, man. We can really get college coaches out to these camps.
Just working at the NCAA. So when I left college, I played football. I worked at the American Football Coaches Association, where I worked at Baylor, got my master's degree, and then I worked at the NCAA. So when I came back home, I had a bigger view of what the landscape looked like nationally, and I had understanding of the NCAA, regulations and things that it took. And so I was really just on that sound mind tip, asking coaches not to come and recruit, but to come and really be speakers. And so because of that, we were able to do it. And when we started having coaches come to our camp, it wasn't really to recruit; it was really to speak. And Singletary and Leonard Haynes from Northwood were the first two guys to come through, and then Rich Rodriguez was coming out, and from there, it just really blew